ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. Let me get my camera back over here. Welcome to today's second hobby live stream. I had a lot of fun earlier today painting up Zeb. Look at him. He's beautiful. I'm actually incredibly happy. Oh, hold on. My chat is not appearing correctly. Why are you not appearing correctly? I see that there's people docking to me. What is happening? Docs. Let's remove chat. And let's bring chat back in. Hello. Hello. What did I do something wrong? I don't think so. Well, that's weird. But I see that you guys are there. Okay, my chat showed up. Why is it not showing up in my doc? Did I... Huh. Okay, well, I'll figure that out. I'm just gonna have to get very close to my screen. Which means that we're gonna make this bigger. There we go, I can see you better. I don't know why my chat is not behaving properly. Oh well. I will figure it out later and or possibly... My chat is not... My dock, like to show the larger, is not actually... It's just white.
Oh.
And I tried closing it and then... And then reopening it, but it didn't do anything.
Okay, you just need to close it and reopen it, as you can see.
That's what I did! Why? I swear sometimes I'm cursed. Anyways, look how beautiful my Zeb is. I really like him. I think he turned out great, and I'm really hoping that we can make Hera look just as cool, because that's who we're going to be working on next. I've been really enjoying working on these Imperial Assault miniatures, and I needed to work on more. So that's what we're going to do. We are probably going to have a moment of pizza break, though, at some point, because I think Chaos Cultist is being a dear and ordering us a pizza for dinner. So without further ado, we're actually gonna work on 2 miniatures to start off with. I actually have Chopper and Hera both prepped in just standard gray primer from the Army Painter. That's what I've been using on all of these, although I am almost out, which means that I will need to swing by Game Castle either this evening or like first thing tomorrow. It depends on how much of these guys we get done today, because it might determine what I'm doing tomorrow or how long. Maybe I'll move the stream a little bit later depending on when Game Castle opens, because I don't remember when they open. I think I might be able to swing by before the stream starts if I need to get more to be able to prime up Kanan and Ezra, because I do want to try to work on them as well. But we'll have to see. Also, before I go any further, let me just say hello to everybody in chat, because I've been rambling for a little while and I haven't said a single hello to any of you. Sean, and Captain Ginyu, and Havman, and Toy Painter 1, Keith, Edmund, thank you so much for being here and joining us on our second live stream today. Also, Sean, thank you so much for the $5. You are, as always, wonderful. Okay, but so as I said, we're going to be painting up both of these. Well, we're going to be working specifically on Hera today, but to start us off, we are going to go ahead and do our Nuln Oil wash and dry brush to both of them. And much in the same way that I did the khaki color tone on Zeb, I'm going to do the same thing on Hera. Hera is a green alien that has relatively warm clothing color tones, and I think what we've been doing has been working very well, so I'm just going to go ahead and continue that. No worries. Well, you can always watch the first one later, and you can enjoy this one currently, so don't worry. Wayne, I am doing fantastic. I hope you are doing very well as well. All right, I've got my big fat dry brush, and let's get... Oh, actually, I don't need this yet. Get out of here, dry brush. I actually need the Nuln Oil. So let's get that out, and I do still have my hair dryer around so that we can make sure to dry these things up fast so we're not wasting a bunch of time on that. Although, depending on when my food arrives, we might just let them hand dry or air dry, depending. I don't actually know if he's ordered it yet or not, but I'm excited for pizza. Excellent. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're doing very well. All right, let's get started. The challenge on Hera is going to be doing her designs on her... I don't actually know what her tentacle, like, her hair pieces are called. I think it's like a weird word and I never remember it properly. I'm so sorry, Star Wars fans. I feel awful, but I genuinely don't remember what they're called. I'm sure somebody can correct me and tell me in the comments, or in the chat rather. But she's got some fun patterns on there, and I'm gonna try to see if I can mimic that. I think I have an idea of what I'm gonna do for her flesh tone. I really liked what I had used on Zeb's. I'm gonna actually get Chopper out of the way for the moment so that he stops making the focus, try to focus on him. I really liked what I used on Zeb's, what are the words I'm looking for? The wraps that were on the back of his weapon. I ended up using the Gut Ripper Flesh contrast paint, which is like one of their softer yellow greens. And I think it's going to be a really nice base for that design on Hera's like body, or on those pieces. But I need to figure out if I'm going to do that first or if I should try, because I have Gut Ripper Flesh, or I have Orc Flesh as a base color tone, so I could just do it that way. I haven't decided how I want to do it yet. I kind of need to figure out what I'm going to do for her actual flesh tone color. Ooh, let's not let her eyes pool too much. I want them to be recessed, but not quite that bad. Let's get some of this moved around and we'll go pull some of that paint back out. There you go, Hera. I wonder how much more of Hera we're going to actually see in Ahsoka going forward. Like, are we going to end up sticking with the Senate now that, well, I'm not going to spoil it, but based off of what happened in episode 5, I'm curious how much we're going to remain with Hera and like Jason and all them. So it'll be interesting to see. All right, just gonna kind of move the paint around for a little bit while it dries a little, and then we'll blow dry it to get the rest of it. I just don't want it to pool as much. I kind of had that problem when I was working on Zeb, and I want to try to avoid it here. Not that it, like, Zeb ended up having problems or anything, but it was a little fussy to deal with. I think this is looking good. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna set her aside for one moment. Yeah, her face is looking fine. And then we'll get Chopper done up. Now I want to go kind of heavy on because he's a robot. Leku, thank you. I knew, like, it's always, like, it's a word that just, I kind of vaguely recall it, but then it always is a word that just doesn't seem like it fits in my head of, like, for an alternative for ear or something, and so it never sticks. But thank you for letting me know, Keith. Wayne, it really kind of depends on your personal preference. I really recommend experimenting. Now, I can recommend contrast paints. I do think they are beginner friendly. They are thinner paints, so they don't glob on as much. And I know a lot of times what can happen with beginners when they're getting started is you might go a little heavier with your paints than you might want to and end up losing detail. That's a big thing I see. And I mean, I did the same thing when I was first getting started with painting miniatures. I just did not thin my paints enough, and I ended up putting the paint on a little too thickly, and because of that, all of these nice little line work details that you're seeing on Chopper, they might eventually get lost. Contrast paint is less likely to do that. You really have to build up the paint in order to get it to block out recesses in the miniatures designs, and I think you still get a very vibrant color out of it in the same way that you can get out of your base color tones. And so I do think they are beginner friendly. They're very easy to work with. I actually think they're great for any level of painter because I think there's a lot of different ways to use them, but if you are getting started, I think they're perfect for that. You could also try speed paints from the Army Painter, and I do think there's a couple other brands as well. I'm just most familiar with Citadel's contrast line, which is what I'm working with today. But, I mean, it's really kind of dependent on if you've had previous experience with art or any kind of painting, because if you are more familiar with classic acrylic painting, or heck, if you've done any, like, oil painting, you might find those mediums more engaging to work with on your models than contrast paint, because contrast paint is very much like inks or watercolors, in that they are very fluid. They sometimes take some layering to well, I mean, I wouldn't say they really take layering to get full saturation, but they've made some softer colors that I guess do require a bit more layering to get the full impact of the color. Like, for example, on Zeb's flesh tone, that really soft gray purple that you're seeing is Dreadful Visage, which is the name of the paint color, but it's basically a very muted gray purple color tone, and it took a couple of coats to get to really show up. But it's kind of like I would really recommend experimenting, looking online at other people's beginner guides to get other perspectives as well, because not everybody is going to have the same experience, and you might find that there's some other method that somebody tells you about that you're like, oh man, that sounds way better than what Angela was talking about. Oh man, I'm so sorry that you've been people short all week. That does suck. Alright, I think this is looking good. Let's go ahead and pull out the blow dryer. Oh, nice. You know, I've only ever seen like one of those movies, I think. I think I like them a lot, but I've never actually, like... I know I've seen one. I don't remember which one it was. I can't tell you what happened in it. I know it involved, like, a dog. And then Keanu Reeves just, like, getting beat up a lot, and then also beating up other people a lot. But, oh, thank you. I'm really glad. I wasn't sure, but I know people said that they can hear me, so I kind of just figured I'd keep talking and just talk over it. Maybe talk a little bit louder. I don't know. Do I sound like I'm shouting, or... Because I am raising my voice a little bit. Right, Hera's looking pretty good. Get the choppers right up. I thought it was I thought the dog was a reoccurring theme. Or maybe it was just because avenging the dog as a reoccurring thing. But I know, like, I remember what happened to her. I understand why you were traumatized by it. Okay, I think Hera looks great, But I want to give Chopped another... He needs another wash. Not as heavy. We're gonna water this one down a little bit. Not a lot, but a little bit, just to make it flow a smidge more. But I think he needs a little bit. Mostly in some of these darker recessed areas. Just, it was feeling a little uneven. He's a dirty boy. Gets into all sorts of trouble. I feel like we should really push some of the depth there. Oh, Habman, no problem. You are absolutely welcome. Thank you for the tip. It is very much appreciated. Alright, let's not overdo the wash there, Angela. Calm down. Don't worry, Chopper. We'll get you your nice bright orange and white coloring, but we need to make your recesses look a little grimy. You are like out on the spaceship a lot and also murdering so many people. What a delightful little robot. Or droid. I guess I shouldn't call him a robot. Why don't they call them robots?
Because they're droids.
Yeah, but like, is that...
Robot means slave.
Oh. Like in lore of...
No, in actual, the history of the word robot, it comes from a word that means slave.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, I had no idea.
Yes, let me check the language, because I don't remember. Also, your food's here with water and and pills. Can you please move this so I can put your water?
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Is droid a Star Wars word, or is that a word?
Droid, I think, well, android was the term, but I think droid was, like, the trademark for droid shortened was owned by Lucas. I only know that because he got into a big kerfluffle with Google back around the turn of the century.
Oh, because of the Android phones?
Yes. So they actually licensed the word droid from Lucas back then.
Oh my god, I did not realize that. That's hilarious. Alright. Chopper is looking great. Yes.
The Czech word.
Oh. Very cool. Well, I'm going to switch us over to full. And I'm going to eat some pizza because... And garlic knots. Lovely. While Chopper dries. And I hope you don't mind that I'm going to have some dinner. And we can chat while that is happening. Because this looks delicious and I'm very excited. Oh, I should take my, I'm lactose intolerant, so I gotta take some stuff to help with that so I can actually enjoy this pizza. I did not know that robot was Czech for forced laborer. Dang. I did not know. It's weird to me now how many children's toys use that word. Excuse me, sorry. Oh my gosh. Sorry, I'm very hungry for some reason. I don't know why. I guess I ate in the middle of the last stream. And it was kind of a light lunch, so maybe that's why. But this is delicious. I've been craving it, so I'm nomming. And as soon as I'm finished, I'm going to wash my hands and we'll get back to painting. Because I'm excited to get these guys done. I still can't get over. I'm actually very pleased with how Zeb turned out. I have pepperoni on my pizza. I'm a basic bitch like that. That does make sense, actually. I wasn't thinking about that with Asimov and stuff. I totally get that, Keith. Contrast paints aren't for everyone. And I understand that, like, some people are going to enjoy certain types of methods versus other people, and that's totally fine. Honestly, if something else works for you, that's totally what you should do. And don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Like, if it works for you, if your painting method, and you enjoy it and you're getting the results that you want out of it, and you're able to explore that as much as you want, no one should stop you from doing that. It's a tomato base. It's just a basic, like a really basic tomato sauce, pizza, cheese, pepperoni. Hello! I would say your name, but unfortunately, my Japanese is not good at all. So, hello from America. It's lovely to have you here. Sean, thank you so much. No. I am not the cutest human ever. There are definitely people out there way cuter than me, but I appreciate you. Homemade pizza is pretty darn good. Garlic mushroom. I love them so much. There is a place, and I don't know, I assume they're still open, but I don't know if they're still open. There is a place in Hawaii, I believe it's called Big Kahuna's. It's been forever since I've been there. But I think it's called Big Kahuna's. And they are, like, famous for Hawaiian, like, pork sandwiches and the most delicious cheesy garlic knots I've ever had in my entire life. God, my mouth is watering just thinking about them. Oh my god, they are so good. When I lived there, I used to get them probably more often than I should. Not that often, but it was still probably more often than I should. They were so good, you guys. I don't know if you're as big of a fan of garlic as I am, but I'm a big fan of garlic. Don't be ridiculous. Wait, if I wish I could afford to just, like, willy-nilly fly to UK to do some shows. Unfortunately, no. I've been to the UK once, but it was for, actually some work that the Chaos Cultist was doing. And I got to take a lovely vacation while I was there, and got to do some fun touristy stuff, and really, like, run around London. It was great. But that is the only time that I have been, and we have not been back since. Eventually, I would love to go out there. When I do, you can bet that I will somehow find where No Rules Barred Studio is, and I will storm it. And I will give them all a hug. Because I would love to meet all of them. I also would love to go to, I'm sorry I'm umming so much. I realize I just, like, 4 or 5 times and then also disgustingly almost burped. I'm so sorry. I'm eating pizza. I can't help it. Damn it. I just did it again. My brain is a little tired. I really wanted to, like, do this again, but my brain is very tired. At some point, I want to go there, meet all of them, and then I want to also go to drafts? Whatever the board game restaurant club / space that they used to film at. Because I don't think they're filming there now, but where they used to go. I would love to go there. I also want to go to a Games Workshop store, which I know is not in like London or anything like that. But I would want to go like to various other places. Because last time I was there, we were only in London, and there's other places I want to go. I want to go to Warhammer World. That would be really cool. Oh, they probably do have some cool train hobby stores. Absolutely. See, the problem is if I go to those kinds of places, then I'm gonna be tempted to like pick stuff up, and then I'm just gonna have to ship things home. It's gonna like, and that's probably already going to end up happening anyways. Possibly, but if it might make it worse. It might make it really worse, and that could be problematic. I also want to go to back to the British Museum, because that was really fun. That is one of the things that I got to do while I was there that Chaos Cultist did not. Because I went to the British Museum and I looked at all the Egyptian stuff, and it was so cool. And then I just kept thinking about Magnus. Which I do wonder, like, how many Warhammer nerds like go there and just like see all the Egypt stuff and just like, if they're Thousand Sun fans, get inspiration, I hope. Man, doing something on Russell Talk would be also really cool. And I haven't even really considered, like, potentially doing something on both. I was predominantly thinking, oh, I'll probably end up being on Noel's Bard, because tabletops, while wrestling is a big deal for me, it's not a major portion of the channel, even though we do stuff with it. But yeah, they could have me. Oh no, I do not have encyclopedic knowledge to be on, like, what is the show that they do on PFK, on Parts of Unknown, that Sean Ross was on recently when he visited, with the money in the bank briefcase. I don't remember, but I wouldn't be able to do that. I don't have that kind of knowledge. I don't remember shit that well. I barely remember things that I've talked about in conversations I've had with you on streams during the stream, like just later in it. So there's no way I'm gonna remember the reverse chronological order of like a belt's history. Maybe, I mean, I guess I've been on a Quizlemania. Maybe if I time it correctly, maybe I could end up on one of those, but I don't know. Survival series. Thank you, Red Panda 7. Yeah, I was like, I can't remember what the freaking series is called, but I've watched a bunch of them. Quizlemania could definitely be one that I could see myself being on, but I don't know if I can do it well in person, honestly. Oh my goodness, that would be ridiculous. It'd be fun. Oh, I also want to go to, like, the cafe, the Warhammer World Cafe, which I assume is, like, connected, isn't it? For anybody that's, like, been. I think they're connected. Oh my gosh, yes, I just watched that, actually, Red Panda, just before going live. Chaos Cultist pulled up his debut, or I guess it's not his debut, but his return. Okay, can I just give my hot take for a moment as somebody who did not watch The Rock when he was his top thing, and I'm glad to see him back. Like, that I am actually is the coolest part of the segment. But, and I'm sorry if this is spoilers for people if you haven't watched it yet, but, like, good lord, why did he return to a fracking Austin Theory segment against Pat McAfee. Like, why? What? Why? Is everybody else busy? I feel like there are other people he could have returned to that would be a much bigger deal and make more sense and, like, be a more interesting story than whatever the heck is going to end up happening between him and Austin Theory. And I know they're trying to give Austin Theory, like, the rub in the same way that, like, they gave him John Cena's rub and, like, other people's. I assume Vince is still high on him, is that why? But, like, I understand they need to fill a Roman-sized hole, but I don't think Austin Theory is that hole. Like, I don't think, or I guess he's not the peg to go into that hole. I don't know, this has gotten weird and we probably shouldn't talk about it. I feel like I'm gonna get demonetized. The point is I don't think he's properly shaped to fill the Roman hole that Vince needs to fill, okay? And no matter how many Hall of Famers you throw at him, I just don't know if that's gonna change. Okay? I guess that's my hot take. I mean, he's bulking out, I guess, at least, but... And he's not a decent... Like, he's not a bad talker. I just don't care. I think that's my problem, is he's given me no reason to care. Like, I know he's done, like, I know he's had some, like, big wins. But in my experience, not actively watching WWE, but only seeing it through Wrestle Talk and just Twitter conversations, nothing about him or his wrestling has been, like, that impressive. Or... I don't know. It just doesn't seem... It just doesn't seem like quite he's ready. You know what I mean? Not to say that he can't eventually be that person. I just don't see it. Oh, is that what he was doing prior to his push? Was he was in the way with being an underling for Gargano? I hadn't realized. It's crazy. Wrestling's in a weird place. It's gonna be interesting to see what they continue to do. Like both WWE, AEW, all of them. Especially since that merger just happened. It's like TKO or whatever. Now has UFC and WWE together. I keep seeing Vince's ridiculous TKO, like, introduction card. I don't remember. What are those things called when they... Kind of like when everybody gets signed at AEW, they're like, blank is all elite. I feel like this is his version, but for TKO. And it's... whatever. I just don't care right now. Like, nothing that they're doing in WWE is super interesting to me. And I feel like they blew it when it came to the Bloodline Sami Zayn feud. Like, they kind of... I don't know. I'm just not fully satisfied with where it's gone and how it's done stuff, so... I don't know. I just don't know. I just don't know what they're all doing. See, I, like, even AEW, I'm like, what are you guys doing right now? There's so many things that I'm just like, I swear every segment is just former WWE superstar, former WWE superstar, former WWE superstar. Especially in-ring stuff. Like, we get some backstage segments that will have AEW originals still, in like pure AEW original, but like this, like the Orange Cassidy hook thing the other day. But if you watch Dynamite, nearly every match was dominated by just WWE superstars. What am I drinking? Water. I'm eating pizza, garlic knots, and drinking water. Although I guess it probably could look like vodka because it's clear. But no, it's just in a colorful glass, and it's just water. Yeah, it probably will be. You're probably right, Red Panda. It's gonna be interesting to see what goes on with Bryan, too. Like Danielson, since he's gonna potentially retire next year? Alright. I'm gonna be right back, because I want to wash my hands before I continue handling my miniatures, so that I don't make them gross, and possibly make it so the paint doesn't stick to them properly, because I'm worried about the pizza grease all over my digits. So I'll be right back. Give me just a few moments to get cleaned up. It's actually quite difficult to land your mouse on the button to unmute yourself when you're jiving like this, because your hand keeps moving. Just note to self. Don't do that in the future. Alright, let's see. Justin Big Mac Sobaka says, what are... Oh, I already answered you of what I was drinking. It's water. It is a good night. I agree. And I'm glad that you're enjoying the pizza with me. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how he bows out as well. I also don't, like, I'm not convinced that he's gonna fully bow out. I don't know. He keeps coming back. Hello, Otto! Welcome to the stream! So I mean, not to say that I don't believe that he wants to go and do shit with his kid. Like, I get that, and I respect that 100%. I just also have a feeling that, like, there's gonna be a point where that kid's possibly going to want to have nothing to do with him because she's hit an age where she's like, Dad, you're clingy. Get away from me. Ugh. Or whatever. And so I'm like, is that at that point, is he gonna come back? Like, that's what I wonder. Because I have no doubts that he's going to possibly leave. Like, Danielson just strikes me as that type of person. But I do wonder if he'll come back. The problem is he had pizza yesterday, so he may not want to, is what he said earlier. Not that he may not want to, but he did mention earlier that he had pizza yesterday. Although it was homemade, so I mean, you guess you could order like some non-homemade and just do that. Do you have any leftovers, perhaps? Keep it easy on yourself. Alright, let's go ahead. We are going to start with that same green tone. We're going to put this on Hera only. I don't actually think I want to do it on Chopper. I think with Chopper, we're going to keep him just pure grayscale. If anything... No, I want to keep him pure grayscale because he has a lot of white on him, and I actually want to push that, so we're gonna do that. Let's get the excess off of our brush. Get it out. Okay, and let's go. And we're gonna go really heavy with the white on her clothing because she has so much orange on her that I do worry about the green color tone going, like, competing with it a little too much and making it brown in a way that's not cool. But I am still gonna give everything Elisa light dusting, but this is really for her... Oh, what were they called? Hold on, I'm gonna look up the name again because somebody told me and I forgot it. See, this is what I mean when I say that I forget shit all the time. I literally, Liku Keith said Liku. Alright. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know if it's Liku or Leku. Hopefully it's, I want to say I've heard it pronounced Liku. Well, okay, but you shouldn't. Okay, you should not eat pizza every day. No one, like, I like pizza. There are even times where I love pizza. But no one should eat pizza every day. I don't even care if you're doing a different pizza every day. That is not going to be healthy. It is not a well-rounded diet. No. Exactly. It should be a treat, not a normal part of your everyday diet. Nag, nag, nag. Listen, I can't help it. I am a proponent of working out, so I think it's good for you, and I think people should at least attempt to eat healthy sometimes. And not consuming pizza every day is a way to do that. Hera, your face is already looking lovely. This is basically... essentially your flesh tone, and that is exactly... It's not actually, but it's very similar. Why? I feel like... Hold on, let me bring this light closer. It's gonna blow me out a little bit, but... Ooh. Let's do that. This light is fighting me. Hold on. There. Oh my god. There we go. I was mildly having a trouble. Having a trouble? I'm gonna try that sentence one more time. I was mildly having trouble seeing what I was doing. Okay. I need the smaller dry brush. Where is it? There we go. Need a bit more water. And a bit more paint. Boop, 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 boop. You know, this might end up being the color that I use to paint on the design that are on her Lekus. Because it's so, like... And if I decide I need to brighten it at all, I can use the contrast paint that I was thinking of and just kind of glaze it over it. That might work really well. Okay, that might be how we approach it. Hera, are your arms... No, but this is kind of the color of your jacket as well, so let's push it. Okay, I think she's looking pretty good. We don't want to do too much on her lower half because we're going to come back in with the white. So I'm going to try to beat as much excess color out of this brush as I can. Hello, Hello, Buds228 or 228. I'm not sure, but hello, welcome to the stream. I just hair. Okay. One of my hairs was stuck in my glasses. I hate when that happens. If you have glasses and you can relate, put a, like, high five in the chat. I guess raise your hand is what I was saying. Alright, that's looking pretty good. I feel like I got a lot of the paint out. I should probably close this pot. That would be good. And now we need some white. Sushi or Chinese sounds great. I do sushi a lot, actually. I'm a big fan of sushi. Alright. Let's go ahead and bring Hera back in. There we go. Still have too much paint on my brush. It's a little hard to tell with the paper towel with the white sometimes. Okay, good. Yes, this is doing exactly what I wanted. Ah, ooh, thank you. I had just the one remaining. Nice. We'll need to get the smaller brush out for getting her torso a bit more. Let's go ahead and get her gloves and the gun. Okay, that's looking good. I like our foundation. Let's go ahead and emphasize it a bit. Do you get your hair stuck in it, though? Do you suffer my pain of closing the bend of, like, when you close it and have it, like, in place? You know, closing your hair in it? Oh, it's the worst. It's the worst! Alright, got a bunch of white paint on here. Let's get now most of it off. And go to town. A lot of Hera's outfit is a little bit lighter, so which is why I'm going a little heavy on some of the white dry brushing. Like, for example, her pants are orange. And I really want them to look orangey, so I am going to push the white a little bit there. Good. Her neck needs a little bit more. Oh my god, there's, I think, a child being murdered outside my window. That's horrifying. We have there's a park near where I live, and occasionally I just hear children start screaming. But it is a little bit later at night, so it is always funny when that happens, because it's like, oh, they're being murdered. Someone should really do something about that. Alright, that's looking good. Okay, yeah. I am feeling pretty happy with that. Let's go ahead and move on to Chopper. We're going to bring out the bigger brush again. And we'll need a lot more white. Oh, ow. Well, pinching your fingers sounds just as bad, so I'll take it. Hello, Okami! Welcome! Hope you are doing well. I am doing fantastic. I'm gonna open my blinds a bit more. I feel like my room looks way darker than it actually is. Does that help at all? Not really. Okay, well, never mind. It's not. The sun isn't in a good position anymore for it to really do anything, so it's just gonna look a little dark. Chopper, you're gonna look so cool. He would definitely beep at me and be like, I know. I'm already cool. He'd be offended that I didn't think you already looked badass. You're right, Chopper, you do already look badass. I'm so sorry. Did you guys know that he's actually voiced by Dave Filoni? I think also in the cartoons, but in the live action. It's Dave Filoni's voice, like, saying things. Whenever you hear Chopper, like, boop, 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 like, say stuff. The one thing that I want to do, I don't really feel like I need that much detail work done. However, some of the buttons and some of the recess areas on his chest aren't standing out as much as I want in that little turnaround that I just did for you guys. So I'm going to go back in with a little bit more paint and highlight those a bit. Just very gently. Oh, Okami, I hope your job hunt goes well. I know that can always be a real stressful process sometimes. Best of luck to you. Okay, there we go. That is now looking a bit better. The one other thing I noticed was his wheel is a little bit like uncolored. I guess it doesn't really matter. It's gonna end up being black, I think, if I remember correctly, but if I can get underneath him a little bit more, that'd be great. Alright, I feel pretty happy with that. Let me see what the top of Chopper's head is colored as, because I might need to lighten a little bit more on that Chopper. No, not Chopper One Piece. I want Chopper Star Wars. Okay, it's orange. We need to lighten that a bit more. It's not going to pop enough. That's something to keep in mind if you guys are ever doing a grisaille or slap chop paint job. Like if you're doing that as your base, essentially, to give you a nice foundation of where your highlights and shadows and stuff are going to be, do keep in mind what the color palette that you're going to be using on the miniature is. Because depending on what colors you might be using, especially if you are going with a contrast method or speed paint method, something that can really affect how those colors end up turning out is how much gray or the darker colors are showing beneath. So if you want to make sure that you're getting like a much brighter, more saturated color tone, you might want to push your whites a bit more in those areas where you think you might need it. Because the yellows and oranges, in my experience, and even sometimes the greens, can really all start to look a little bit like single toned. Like, they can all look honestly green when they really aren't. Alright, I want to do one more pass, but I've run out of white paint, so we're going to do it one more time. Hello, Center of the Earth Mining! Welcome to the stream! Hope you're having a great day. I think in most people's books he does. So I do think R2-D2 is the, like, most deadly droid out there, but I think Chopper is, like, your second most if you especially, or is the most, depending on how you consider R2-D2's involvement in the Death Star. Who's the deadlier droid, R2-D2 or Chopper? Debate it in the comments below if you're watching this video on demand. I'm just going in more detail. Both Chopper's lower and top half are very pale. His bottom half is white and his top half is orange. So really, I could probably emphasize this color everywhere. I mean, he's kind of supposed to be meant to. I mean, they're both astromechs, but they're different types of astromechs. I believe... I want to say that R2-D2 is older because I think, or he's at least specifically Nabooian in regards to astromechs, because that's where he's first found, is on Naboo. Or I think that's where he's from. But... Chopper's also an astromech, but he's also older from what I remember of Hera's, like, when she's talking about where she got him from, because, like, Chopper and Hera have, like, always been together. And I can't remember. Oh yeah, Chopper is very casual in his killing. He actively, like, the difference between R2-D2 and Chopper is Chopper's actually a murderer, and R2-D2 is kind of like, well, it was war, and shit happened. Chopper actually wants to destroy things. He is a little bugger. It's great. It took me a minute, Richard, to I don't think I've seen R2 spelt out like that. Is that how they spell his name in, like, the books when they're not using the numbers and the letters? Is R2 A-R-T-O-O? That's so cool. I did not realize. Okay. Highlighting is done. Let's set Chop out of the way because we want to bring Syndulla over. Okay, so here's my plan. let me get over to my Hera reference. I think we're gonna start with her beautiful green flesh, and she's got very, very green flesh tone. So I think we're gonna go with my classic orc look. Mantis Warrior green. I think this will be the proper yellow-green color. Perfect. Where is my brush? There it is. Put a little water on it. Yes, this is gonna be great. Okay. I'm weirdly nervous. That's perfect. That is so perfect. Yeah, because I can go back over this with that same khaki color and end up getting the designs that I want on her Liku. It's gonna be great. And yes, I'm repeating it many times so I can get the word into my head so I stop forgetting. I know I'm off camera right now, but I'm actually having a little bit of a hard time seeing where I've painted and where I haven't because of the lighting, because of how dark it's gotten. I may actually need to stop. And we'll have to continue this maybe tomorrow, unfortunately, because I am actually having a little bit of a hard time seeing and I do not want to fuck her up. I'm kind of bummed about that because I was really looking forward to painting her. But I do not, like, I am just having a very hard time seeing. Like, I think you guys can see fine, but I cannot. Okay, I'm gonna try using the camera to paint her face before we go. But I am mildly worried about it. Because I'm blocking... Yeah, no, I'm blocking my own light so much. What if I... Okay, hold on. Let me try one other thing. If I bring this over here... You guys can still see fine, right? Well, she is super green, so yeah, no, it works really well. Oh, that sounds so fun, Okami. I bet you're gonna have a blast at PAX Aussie. You'll have to share with me what you end up getting from the Battletech line from Catalyst Games. That'll be awesome. Ooh, Richard, that sounds fun. I don't know if I know what the Mitsubishi Type 10 Japanese tank looks like. I'll have to look that one up. I definitely want to build some Japanese tanks in the future. I think that'd be really, really cool. Hey, there you go. That sounds very delicious. Much better than just doing pizza again. What series is Chopper C series? Also, hello Emma. I didn't see that you had popped in, but that is awesome. Hello, hope you're doing very, very well. Oh, I'm glad your pitch practice went well. That sounds really cool that you were learning to slide. That's awesome. Okay, I do think I'm gonna hang out and I'm gonna switch us over to our full screen. And we'll go for a little bit longer because I'm gonna chat. But I do think I'm gonna have to stop painting, unfortunately. I just can't see well enough. The shadows being cast on my miniature are completely obscuring my visualization of what I am painting, and I am really terrified I'm gonna screw things up. So I do think we're gonna have to end it here soon, but we've got everybody prepped, which means that tomorrow, during my live stream tomorrow, we'll probably actually get Hera and Chopper both completed, and who knows, we may even be able to move on to starting to work on Ezra and Kanan. We'll have to see. I don't know how long the stream is going to go for tomorrow. We'll really, I guess it'll depend on how I'm feeling, but we will be having that starting at 11 a.m. starting tomorrow morning. Yeah, I think that is going to be awesome. I do really like how Hera has started to turn out. I just wish I could continue to see her better. The green that I picked is, I think, perfect for at least what I've seen of a lot of the art for her. It's great. We are going to come back in with either... I'm debating two colors, actually. And you guys can give me your opinion. She's got some patterns on her Liku that, at least in the reference I'm looking at, are very similar to the same color as her jacket, weirdly. And her jacket is very much this lighter green color tone. Here, I'll switch back over to normal so you guys can see it. So it's definitely more like this color. It is a khaki green color tone, okay? But for her Liku, to help balance it with the brighter green that we've done, I'm considering adding a little bit of white to this, which is a bit brighter, like a little bit more green, a little less yellow, to make it stand out a bit differently. And I don't know which I should do, because I have a feeling that this might just be easier and more correct, but I feel like this could be fun. So before we head out, let me know what your thoughts are. That way I can have the plan ready to go when we start tomorrow, because I think that will be pretty cool. I'm really glad that you've enjoyed listening to the chatter, Sean. See actually how many people we have. I have no idea how many people would show up for this versus a morning stream, so let's see. Obviously, I need to get some different lighting solutions if we want to do some more evening streams. Hello, Aldolfo Valbuena. Hopefully I didn't completely butcher your name. If I did, I am sorry. I suck at saying names. Hello. I hope you're having a great time. I think both of them will stand out. It's a matter of... Oh, you mean you think it should stand out away from her outfit? I kind of feel the same way. That's why I'm debating using the slightly more green and going and just adding a little bit of white to it to lighten it a smidge, because it is very pale on her Likus. But we'll see. Let me I want to check and see how many people are. Nice, there's 21 of you watching. Excellent. Excellente. Oh, well, Sean, I'm very glad. I'm very glad I was able to make your night. Yes, I do. I play Warhammer 40k, I play Blood Bowl, if you consider that a war game. I play Shatterpoint, I play Legion. I've played... Well, I paint Marvel Crisis Protocol. I haven't actually played Marvel Crisis Protocol. I played Battletech. I might actually be going and playing Battletech on Sunday. That might be happening, so that could be cool. So yeah, I play a lot of war games. It's kind of what we're all about here. Possibly. That's true. That is a very good point. Cool brew. Cold brew? Trusting my eyes might be the best way to do it, but not right now because it's too dark. I do know about Bolt Action and Conflict 47. I've never played either of them. There's not really a community in my area, as far as I know, for the historical war games. But yes. Cool brew. Okay, excellent. I think I said it correctly the first time then. I also, now I'm getting weird shadows on this side of my face again. Oh, just gonna blow. I'm gonna blind everybody with my extreme paleness. There we go. Yeah, with my extreme paleness. It's gotten too dark for me to be able to paint.
Oh, okay. You're gonna play games or something, or?
I was probably going to call it and then just do a stream tomorrow where we do both of them.
Okay.
Because we're gonna stream tomorrow anyways. Yeah. I figured instead of doing video games, because I don't really want to play Starfield specifically on stream, and I was thinking just painting some more because I'm really enjoying this. Okay. So I think that's what we're going to do because I can't see anymore. Did you see that? They pushed each other.
Yeah, magnets. That's how they work.
Majestic. But yeah, I think that is going to be the plan. So I think we're going to go ahead and call it today. Thank you guys so much. Oh, people are saying hello.
Yo.
The great paleness. Yes, I am blowing out on screen.
You're not that pale.
I feel like I look.
Well, I mean, on camera you are, but like.
Well, that's what I mean. Is like on camera, I am, because of how dark it is in here. It's so weird too, because I feel like outside doesn't look that dark, but I'm just not getting, like, I can't see what I'm doing.
I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, it would help if all of the lights were turned to max.
Yeah, but even then though, like.
I think that one is at max.
Yeah, that one is at max. The problem is like I just.
No, I get it.
Yeah, I don't want to mess them up. I just don't want to mess them up. But like I said, we are definitely going to come back to this tomorrow. We're going to finish up Hera and Chopper. That's my plan. I actually don't think, like, while I think the stream might be a little bit longer than normal, I actually don't think it's going to be that much longer than normal because Chopper's not that many colors. Yeah. He's like white and orange predominantly, and then he might have some accent colors that'll take me 2 seconds to do because he's tiny. It's gonna be delightful. And then Hera actually is not that many colors herself. The biggest thing that's gonna be the challenge is doing the design on her Liku, which we're gonna do at the end so that I don't accidentally, like, get something on it. Knowing my luck, I'll get, like, orange on her Likus and I'll have to repaint them, so we're just gonna save ourselves that drama and do them at the end. But yeah, I think that is going to be it for me tonight. Thank you guys for joining me on this impromptu second live stream. I'm definitely also going to look into additional lighting options for this room in the future because I would love to do more of these later night streams. I know it may not be like super late for some of you guys, and it might be early in the morning or something like that, but for me it's a little bit later into the evening. And while I really enjoy it, lighting is a concern. If I want to paint specifically, we could probably do other things other than painting, like maybe gaming or something like that in the evenings. Something I'm going to think about, but I don't mind doing some of these impromptu ones. So I hope you guys continue to join me for them. And do make sure to give this video and live stream a like before you head out. That is always very much appreciated. I really do. Like, it helps, makes YouTube know that you guys are enjoying this stuff, lets them know that I'm doing a good job. So I really appreciate it, and yeah, anybody who's watching this afterwards on video on demand, also please do give it a like. It still helps. Subscribe if you don't want to miss when we go live in the future or any of our future content, because we do tons of different things here on the channel. And I think we actually have a fairly big news week coming. So be looking forward to that coming next week on Tuesday. Anyways, I have been Angela. I'll see you guys tomorrow for another live stream, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening. Bye, everybody.